Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Erin Bies. I'm going to do the old school intro. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. Before we even get into anything, let me run my disclaimer because we have so much to talk about. I'll be right back. Wait a second, are we having coffee? I mean, if that's your favorite drink, I do love coffee. But today, you already know. And I love that DC put this in the thumbnail. I think it's fantastic. And I love it when an MLMer is like, oh, by the way, I got this comment the other day. I'm only a few minutes in and you're drinking that. Immediately lost me. I'm like, bye. I literally commented that back. Bye. Anyways, you already know. I don't have any nails. I clip my nails. But anyways, we're going to do a pour. We're going to rate some bubbles, 1 through 10. The pour, I feel like we might need to move from bubbles to rating the pour because the pour is always delicious. So let's get into it because I have a lot to say. A lot. Okay. It was okay. It was all right. But this, I hope you, like I say every week, I hope you have your headphones on. Divine. Oh. Divine. It's been a week at work. Oh, I'm sorry, Rhinoceros. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm feeling a little, uh-oh. Brandy, don't tempt me with a good time. Okay, shall we talk about Melaleuca? I feel like it's been a while since I've done a Melaleuca video, and the comments from the Melaleuca reps, they never disappoint. Never. But this was sent to me, so shout out to the person that sent this my way. You know who you are. I appreciate you. And if you guys have anything that you want me to see, you can go to erinbees.com. It is also linked in the video description. You can send it. I will keep you anonymous. Thank you for the makeup comments. The eyeshadow and the lip gloss. This is a lip gloss from Adriana Nicole Cosmetics. It is linked. This is called I Am Unique, and I have ethereal on my eyes, on my eyelids. It's one shadow. One shadow. Highly suggest you grab it, and you can use the code ErinBees if you would like to save on orders of $25 or more. It's not an affiliate code, just the discount code. Although Adriana Nicole is sending me a package. I ordered some stuff, and she's sending me a freebie, and I'm very excited to show it to you guys. Okay, that being said, what we have this evening, I feel like is quite... I feel like it's rare. And let me poll the audience here. Thank you guys. I appreciate your compliments. I'm trying to decide what I do next with my hair. Do I just keep it going? Grow it into like, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I am getting my hair cut and recolored a different color next week. So let's poll the audience here. Have you guys ever seen a Melaleuca opportunity video? And maybe you have. Maybe I just haven't seen it before, which is very, very possible. So let me know yes or no in the comments if you're watching the live chat or if you're watching the replay. Have you seen a Melaleuca opportunity Zoom? Because I haven't. But we're going to see one tonight, and I am stoked. I have my notes. I have prepared ahead of time. I have some documents. And speaking of documents, I have their income statistics. I have their marketing agreement. I have their compensation plan, and I have an hour-long income overview. So again, thank you to the person that sent this to me. I appreciate you. And if you have anything you want me to see, erinbies.com. So yeah, it should be a good time. All right. A rare sneak peek into a Melaleuca income opportunity call. I feel like it doesn't happen that often. I feel like Melaleuca reps, I feel like out of all of the MLM companies, I feel like they do a pretty decent job. This is going to come across like a compliment. I don't mean it that way, but they keep a pretty tight lid on these types of things being out in the public, but that's what we have here. So again, thank you to the person that sent it to me. Okay, now this is going to be one of those, if it's not an MLM, why is it MLM-shaped kind of streams, kind of nights? We're going to talk a little bit of the math, although I'm going to keep it very simple. We're going to talk manipulation like we always do, and we're going to be talking about how the language in this company, Melaleuca, keeps people confused, and in my opinion, it's on purpose. So let's dive on in. Let me make sure I get the right setting here. Oh, it's this one. Okay. And see what we got here. That's the wrong setting.
Recording. All right, welcome everyone.
Do you want me to be bigger, or do you want them to be bigger? I'll keep it here for now. All right, let's go.
We are so excited about this call. Amy and I, if you don't know us, have been with Melaleuca for 1 year, and that's why we wanted to host this, to just share what we have learned in our experience this last year with Melaleuca. So we have a lot to share, but we are on a time frame. So we will open it up for questions at the end, but the Zoom has to end at 8. So if you have more questions that we're not able to get to, please write them down so you can ask the person that invited you, or reach out to one of us. We want to make sure that we're answering everyone's questions. But we're going to just jump right into it. We're going to share a little bit of our story, how we got started, who introduced us to Melaleuca, and then we're...
Shout out to DC for making another banging thumbnail. And I also love that was in the thumbnail.
We're going to just talk about the income opportunity here. I'm assuming that most everyone on here is already a customer, or you've at least been introduced to the store and what the store is about. So this Zoom is not going to go into a lot of detail on the store and the products itself. This is going to be fully focused on the business opportunity here, which Amy and I fully believe is the best opportunity out there. So that's why we're so excited to share with all of you what we have learned and what we have done this past year. So I am going to share my screen.
Yes, share your screen. Let's see it. They do go over a couple minutes on time.
Okay.
Also, I filmed a video today and it's on Arbonne, and I was in a silly, goofy mood after the gym. So that's coming on Friday. I don't know. You're welcome. I hope you guys have as much fun watching it as I had recording it.
Make sure. Okay. Is it showing? Amy, can you come off of mute so that you pop up to my main screen?
Sorry.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, you're good. I just wanted to be able to see. Okay. So it's showing the PowerPoint now. We're good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm Hannah Davis. Amy Treach is going to be speaking in just a minute too. Like I said, we joined Melaleuca 1 year ago, and this is our amazing team. Our team is called The Journey, because we're all on a journey here. We're all on different walks of life, and this is just a few of our faces that are on this team. We all come from different backgrounds, different ages. We have people.
They all look very melanin challenged, such as myself.
People here that have full-time jobs. We have people here that...
Except for maybe one person. Perhaps one. I don't know.
This is their full-time job. We have stay-at-home moms, nurses, doctors, teachers, you name it. We probably have somebody on the team that does that. So this is just a few of our faces. Right here in the middle is our leadership team. This is myself, Christina Brown, Sabrina Ellis, Sharon Autry, and Amy. And so we're going to just dive into mine and Amy's.
The best sunscreen that I have found is called Black Girl Sunscreen. It is incredible. The matte formula, huge fan of it. Also, wear your sunscreen. Okay.
Story. And then we'll get more into the income. Like I said, please write down any questions that you have just in case we don't have time to get to them. We want to be able to answer them at the end.
Okay, so my name is Amy Treach. I live in Sanger, Texas. I joined.
Why do we need to know any of this? Why do we need to know about your family? Okay, imagine you are on a Zoom for your job. Are they going to cover any of this? No, because they're not going to emotionally manipulate you to get you to join. They're not going to guilt you into joining. I'm a mom. I'm trying to pay for, my kids' things. And, I hate it. I hate it. I do like the green. I do like that green background, but I'm a fan of green. Also, I could be meaner. We'll see.
On August 8th, 2024, and then started referring August 14th. And I've been married to my husband, TJ, for 15 years. He's actually the one that encouraged me to do this after what I walked through, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But he does heating and air, so he works 90-hour weeks in the summer, and we have a very busy life. We have two boys, Asher and Tennyson. They're 9 and 11. We've homeschooled since Asher was in kindergarten. We volunteer at church. I actually came in on two wheels I went from an in-home, we went from church, I went to an in-home, back to church and to help, and then came back here to do
the only reason she's mentioning all of that is she's trying to get ahead of the objection of I'm too busy. Oh, you're not too busy. I came from here. I did this, I did this, I did this, and then I ran in to do the Zoom tonight. That's the only reason she's mentioning that. I don't know if she knows that, but based on my experience in multi-level marketing, that's the reason that you say stuff like that, is because you're trying to get ahead of the objections. Wow, she's really busy and she makes time for this. What excuse do I have? It's weird.
Our call tonight. And so we are there a lot and we love it very much. And the boys do music. They do Awanas, choir, baseball, art lessons, basketball, scouts. And then I'm a ball girl for the Rangers.
Basketball, you say? How about those aces? Huh?
When I started, I had, this was my fourth job, plus I homeschooled. And because of Melaleuca, I've been able to step away from everything. I choose to stay at the Rangers because it's just a really cool job. But I've been able to walk away from everything else to be a stay-at-home mom. And that was my dream.
Okay, so like I said, my name is Hannah Davis. This is my family. My husband I've been married to for 11 years. He works night shift at Peterbilt. And he also just started his own business, which I will dive into in a little bit because that was only possible also because of Melaleuca. These are my children. We have River, Cooper, Ledger, and Renly. We finally had our little girl after a whole crew of boys. I'm a homeschool mom as well. We volunteer at our church. We're very active in our homeschool community. River.
Again, painting the picture. Listen, if I'm this busy and I can do it, you can do it too. You don't have an excuse. That's what they want you to think. Now, and again, they may not be thinking, oh, I'm going to get ahead of this objection by saying this. They think when you're in an MLM, I thought that when you were sharing this information, it was because you were trying to get to know people. You were trying to let people know who you are so that they could relate to you. But when you get out of multi-level marketing and you do the deprogramming, you go through all of the deprogramming and you watch this stuff, you realize that one, this is just really about emotional manipulation. And two, the oversharing is really uncomfortable because if we're talking about a job, essentially, why are we sharing this information? I shouldn't even know their husbands' names and their children's names. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Our oldest plays
and also too to get ahead of the objections.
Travel baseball 6 months out of the year. So we're super busy with that. And then all of our kids have multiple activities and hobbies that we all participate in. So just needless to say, our life is busy as well. I joined Melaleuca as a customer on August 23rd, and I started referring people on August 23rd. I did not necessarily just come here for the products. I knew I would love the products. I've been on a non-toxic journey for 10 plus years, but I came here for the business. So when I enrolled as a customer, I also enrolled to begin a business, and that's what I did.
Did y'all catch that? There's two things that I really hope people get from tonight's live stream. One, this language around being a customer. And I feel like this is the most important point that I'm going to make tonight, because she said that she joined as a customer and then built a business as a customer. This is really important because it seems, based off of this video and the research that I've done, that everybody in Melaleuca is considered a customer. Whether you're buying the products at full retail price, whether you're buying the products at a discounted price, whether you are referring other customers, or you are recruiting, people to join the business, they are referred to as customers. And that's why it is so confusing. So that's the first thing that I really want everybody to take away tonight is, based off of this video, based off of the research that I have done, it appears to me that everybody in Melaleuca is referred to as a customer. Just keep that in mind as we're continuing to watch this. Yeah.
Starting that same day. So we're going to talk a little bit about what our lives looks like before Melaleuca and how we are introduced to Melaleuca. Amy's going to start with this part, and then I'll talk about how our paths crossed.
My life last August, I had worked at an MLM, and we'll get more into this later on, but I'd worked at an MLM for 9 years.
And you're currently in an MLM. I think her name is Amy. Hey, Amy, you're in an MLM now. Melaleuca is an MLM. Thank you. I'll show the exhibits to prove that tonight here shortly. So sit tight.
My last month, I was considered a top leader in the company. I actually, the day I received my last paycheck was the day I got invited to the leadership cruise, which was for the top 300 people in the company. And my last month was $745. And so because you have to pay crazy amounts for to stay active, whatever
Exactly.
MLM you choose. If you've been in MLM, you know what I'm talking about. We were paying $400 to $500 a month in supplements. And so
and you probably pay less than that to maintain that the monthly point requirement. Why can't I say the word requirement? What? You probably pay a little bit less than that at Melaleuca for that point monthly order. I'm going to say monthly order requirement. I think it's like 35 points or something like that.
Profit was not very much at the end. And so that is why I was teaching grad school at UNT. I was teaching third grade. I was a ball girl. And then, of course, in those cracks, I was homeschooling my boys, and we still weren't making it. My husband, like I said, was working 90-hour weeks. And the day that I sat down and Christina messaged me, I was like, I was losing my business. They were shutting my business down. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know how we're going to make our mortgage. My car had 230,000 miles on it. There was no way we could afford a car payment. Every year in my husband's busy months, we were able to put back $10,000 in savings, but we had to live on that through the winter because that's when he's slower. So we had already used up that $10,000. We had no money in savings, credit cards maxed out, not a good situation. And Christina had invited me 17 times over 5 years. And I very respectfully said no. I only saw it as a business opportunity, and I was very loyal to my customers and my team at the other company. And so
Why can't you say the name of the other company? I always think that's so weird. I mean, I know why I did it when I was in MLM. It was because I didn't want people to go to the previous company, as if people don't have free will. It's weird. Just say the name of the company. Oh, wait, could you get sued? Perhaps.
Even take a look at the store. And, I lost my thyroid, had Hashimoto's. I had 2 autoimmune diseases, actually. Of course, my regret. I wish I would have looked at the store sooner because my life would probably be different. But
What? What? Amy, I don't think you can say that. I really don't think that you can say that Melaleuca's products would have prevented chronic illness and saved your thyroid. Because, girl, what? You can't say that. And also, that's not true. Oh my God. The live chat is going wild. That's exactly what she just. Amy, that is called a structure function claim. By the way, the FTC does not like that. Oh, I'll make sure I send this to Melaleuca compliance. I'll make sure I do that for Amy, just for Amy. Although Hannah's coming too, I guess.
Hindsight. And that's why I have a strong force to help others so that they can get out of the muck that I was in for my health. But the day she texted me the 18th time, she was actually in Idaho Falls where headquarters is. God had prompted her to ask me one more time. And
God prompted her, huh? God prompted her to invite you to a multi-level marketing company where the majority of people lose money or don't make any at all, according to the FTC. But don't worry, we're going to go over the income disclosure statement. I'm going to call it that. They call it an income stats sheet or something along those lines. Yeah.
And it was the day that my whole life was falling apart, and that's how God works. And she had texted me a promotion that they had done, that they were doing for a business. And I said, let me know more. And she's like, what, for real? Because 5 years of saying no and not even looking at it. And we got to talking, and everything that she showed me, there was no way that I could say no after. I knew without a doubt. I kept trying to fight with my husband over it, but he was like, you need to do this. Like, you need to see. I was like, what if I fail? Well, then you fail. But it's still worth trying. If everything she's saying is true and she's sent you the proof, it is worth trying. And I'm so grateful for him, because if he would have told me not to do it, I wouldn't have. And his push is what made me do it. And you'll see later that our entire lives have changed because of it.
Have you guys heard them talk about a 96% reorder rate? Let me know in the comments if you guys have heard that in live chat or replay crew. That happened. Because I have heard, and we'll hear it again tonight, the 96, God is absolutely anti-MLM. Agreed completely. Okay. Can we talk about that 96% reorder rate? Because based on this Zoom, based on the research that I've done, and the language that everybody appears to be a customer, they appear to be using the term customer for everybody. My question is, this 96% reorder rate, if that's the case, it cannot possibly include 96% real shoppers or retail shoppers. I feel like it's 96% of people within the structure of Melaleuca rebuying each month, often because they have to in order to stay active or to even hit a rank. I feel like this is like if Target counted all of their employees as customers because they sometimes buy toilet paper there. I feel like that's what this would be like. It's technically true, but it completely misses the point. So keep that in mind as we're watching all of this tonight, because they're going to throw around the 96%. They're going to throw around, customers, and 82% are customers or something like that. I have all the statistics. We'll get there. I'm just trying not to get ahead of myself.
Yes. So I love Amy's story because it just goes to show that you never know from the outside looking in who needs this business opportunity. So
nobody needs the business opportunity. The upline does, because they need you to get sucked into this so that you keep that monthly shipment coming. And if you don't get it in time, oh, guess what? Melaleuca is just going to send you some random products. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys, because some of you have been a part of Melaleuca. I'm not laughing at you being a part of Melaleuca. I'm laughing at the fact that Melaleuca will just send you whatever because you haven't paused it or canceled it. Or also, I've heard it's extremely difficult to cancel your orders with Melaleuca, which I find fascinating.
I don't believe that anyone is here by chance or on accident. Somebody thought of you and loved you enough to share this with you. And so Just be thinking about that as we go through this.
So if they didn't share it with you, they don't love you? Do they hear themselves?
Our lives before Melaleuca, like I said, Morgan and I
Oh.
have been married for 11 years.
Our lives before Melaleuca. Tell us what life was like before. Tell us what it's done for you, and tell us what you're looking forward to in the future. Wow, I've never heard this way of telling a story when you're in an MLM. Wait a minute. Yeah, I have, because I used to do it too.
We got married at 18 and 19 years old, and started having children shortly after that. And so we started with nothing. We did not have, I mean, we have amazing families, but they did not have a lot for us to, help us get started. So we started with nothing, and for 10 or 11 years, we lived paycheck.
Mia just walked in from school. Hi.
Here, we're gonna go to Lens Crafters, and then he has to go to PetSmart to get bedding for his bird cage.
Oh, okay.
He asked if I wanted to go down there anyways. I was like, well, just come with me to Lens Crafters.
Yeah, it's all right there.
Yeah.
Was everything okay at school? Nothing weird? Okay.
It's just cold.
Regular day?
Yeah, we had a bunch of police on campus because I guess some politician guy or like something political. He came to talk at UNLV today.
Oh.
So there were cops everywhere.
I mean, that makes sense.
Because they wouldn't let me through the fucking door.
Okay, I'm on a live, ma'am. Calm down. What did you say? You're funny? Okay, Vi, be careful. Okay, listen. We're just going to keep it moving.
To paycheck. By the grace of God, we got by, our bills were paid, but we were struggling. And if anyone has ever struggled financially on here, you know the strain that puts on your family. Our marriage.
Yeah, because everybody probably right now is struggling financially because of the state of current affairs, This was done, when did they do this video? Hold please, and I will look. I feel like they did this like a month ago or so. Let me look, because they uploaded it on YouTube, which I absolutely appreciate. Let's see. I feel like it's important. Yeah. Oh, this was 2 months ago. Excuse me. They did this 2 months ago. By the way, this is part 1, and I also have part 2 downloaded thanks to DC's help because the internet has not been working, as we all know. So if you guys want to see part 2 after all of this, not today, but another time, definitely would love to cover that with you, because that one is all about, what is it titled? About, shout out to the Canadians, eh? That one is all about sprinting to senior. Thank you, Amy and Hannah, for uploading this to YouTube. I appreciate y'all. Okay.
We always stood strong, but there were just parts of it that put such a strain on our marriage where, we couldn't even have a normal conversation without finances being brought into it. And then that trickled down to affecting our relationship with our kids because we were stressed out and we were worried and we were wondering, how to make this paycheck stretch and what should we cut out and what should we do? How do we lower our expenses going out? There was always more month at the end.
I would link it on YouTube Shopping, but every time I do, they say that I'm not tagging products appropriately. So unfortunately, I can't do that.
And then there was paycheck. And so our lives before Melaleuca was very strapped. We had to tell our kids no a lot, which is fine. I mean, that teaches them a lot. But we had to say no more than we wanted to. We couldn't go on the vacations that we ever dreamed of. We couldn't get ahead. We couldn't, put money in savings. We couldn't give to people like we really wanted to be able to give.
Plus, they have 500 packages you can order your first time joining. They push the biggest box. Of course they do. Every MLM does this. And again, I'm going to go back to my intro. If it's not MLM, if it's not an MLM, why is it MLM-shaped, Kind of wild.
Throughout our marriage, there would be random people that would bless us financially just because the Lord told them to. And we always said, one day, I hope that we can do the same for somebody else. One day, we hope that we can pay it back. And so that was our life before Melaleuca. My husband was working in crazy overtime hours just to help us get ahead. He would work every Sunday because that was double time. He was missing out on kids' events and just doing whatever he could do, like a good husband and a good dad does. He was doing whatever he could do to help us get by and live a little bit more comfortably. But that came with a huge sacrifice. That was cutting into our family time. We hardly ever saw him. He works nights, and so adding overtime to a night shift schedule is insane. He would go in early. He would stay.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people in the live chat that work overnight and take on overtime as well. I mean, I don't think that that's insane. I think that that's hard work. I think that that's what a lot of people are having to do to survive. So the fact that you're trying to downplay somebody trying to survive by picking up overtime is kind of wild to me. And she's doing it because she wants to financially benefit by using those manipulative tactics here.
Late, get a couple of hours of sleep, and be right back to it. And so his health was affected. There was just so many things. And I was with another MLM company for about 5 years.
It's a clue. That right there is a clue. Both of these individuals have been in Melaleuca for a year as of 2 months ago. But I guarantee they're going to say, I didn't bring any team members over. I didn't, I had to start over. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, because you've been in another MLM, and that is all going to trickle over into the next MLM. That's unfortunately how it works. So it's weird.
I never built something huge, but I worked really.
I feel like I need a Blue's Clues soundbite when there's clues like that.
Really hard and was not rewarded very well. I will say that. And it wasn't.
But were you admitting at that time that you weren't rewarded very well, or were you pitching it like it was the best thing since sliced bread? Because I bet you were pitching it as the best thing since sliced bread. I guarantee it. If she hasn't gone back and deleted everything, I bet she was talking about the previous company. Like, it is so incredible. It's such an opportunity. Join us on the weekly opportunity call. And then she's like, and it wasn't really paying very well. Well, did you tell everybody that when you were pitching it? No. Yeah, that tracks.
Consistent. It wasn't reliable. I started at zero every month. And so it wasn't like money that Morgan and I could say, hey, we'll use this money to pay this bill, because we never knew what my paychecks would be, right? And so I had prayed and prayed and prayed, and we had prayed together for just a way for me to make consistent income from home. Putting our children in public school was not an option. We knew that God had called us to homeschool, and so we knew that we had to figure out a way for me to make a consistent income from home. And I looked into 100 different opportunities and never had peace about any of them.
100, huh? That's interesting.
And then the year before I joined Melaleuca, this wellness box kept popping up everywhere, on social media or in person events, and just, it was like these little signs, and I felt like maybe that was something, and I'm like, well, maybe I should look into that, but it just never felt right. And then about the 10th time I saw anything about Melaleuca, it was Amy that posted a picture of her box on Facebook. Amy and I did not know each other. We were Facebook friends just because we live close to each other. And, you add people with mutual friends. We had never spoken.
The only reason you add people with mutual friends is because you're trying to recruit them into your MLM company. Man, the quiet parts out loud tonight are fantastic. I love this for us.
Well, we had both reached out to each other about our previous companies, but that was the only conversation that we had ever had before. I did not know who she was. But when she posted this picture, it was like this nudge inside of me said, you've got to reach out to her. This is the opportunity that you've been praying about. And so I did. I actually went back through our messages yesterday to find where I had reached out to her. And I specifically said, Amy, I know that we don't know each other, but I need you to tell me about this company. And if I can really make money here as a stay-at-home mom, I'm going to partner with you because I know God's telling me to reach out to you. And that's how our paths crossed. And a lot of people, that always shocks them because now her and I are like best friends. But that's just what God has done in our story and how our paths have crossed. And we'll talk a little bit at the end, about the income that we've made here in this.
If this is called an income opportunity review or whatever the heck they called it, why wouldn't you just get right into the income? Because we are 14 minutes into their video and they haven't talked anything about income. It's all been health claims, you know, life before Melaleuca, how terrible it was. Both of these people were in MLMs prior to Melaleuca, and they're saying how awful it was. But they were pitching it more than likely. If I had to like do a review of their social media, I'm sure that we could find posts identifying what company they were a part of and them talking about how great that company is. But now, because they're no longer in that company, they're going to say, oh, it was awful. I wasn't really making any money.
Past year, that has completely changed our lives. I know both of our husbands aren't having to work the overtime anymore. Like Amy said, she's not
Yeah, because instead now your downline is working overtime.
having to work all the other jobs. We are living comfortably. We are able to do the things that we always dreamed of doing. And so this is a huge answer to prayer in so many ways. So we're going to share a little bit about that in just a little bit. But now I'm going to dive into why part.
I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that we can see. Notice what is glaringly obvious here. There's no sources. No sources on this at all. Yeah. Okay.
Partnering with Melaleuca is a great idea. And why Melaleuca is different. Sorry, I'm still letting people in from the waiting room. People are hopping on a little late. Okay. So here are some reasons that people are coming to Melaleuca. These are reasons that we've heard over the last year. It might be one of the reasons that you're here today. 80% of Americans are living paycheck.
Hey, Hannah, for your next Zoom, did you know that when you schedule the Zoom, you can click mute participants upon entry? Amy, maybe you can help her out with that.
To paycheck. That is no, sorry, just a second. I'm going to mute. If you're hopping on, if you don't mind muting, that would be great.
Just mute it before you start the Zoom. It is 2025. Come on.
It's no secret that the economy is tough and a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and you might not be able to see that from the outside looking in, but 80% of American families are. Moms are wanting more time with their kids, whether they have a full-time job and they just want to cut down on their hours and be home more, or they really have a desire to be a stay-at-home mom. That's a big reason that we have a lot of people asking us about Melaleuca, because Amy and I are very passionate about bringing moms home to be with their kids that desire to do that.
Right.
So many people are drowning in debt and they're ready to get out of it. People are tired of having to say no to the extra things, right? People are capped out at their full-time jobs. Good thing about Melaleuca is you can't be capped out. The sky's the limit here. They're not going to tell you, well, you've reached your worth and you can't earn any more than this. This is what you're going to make. And that really wears on people, especially when they've been with a company for, 15 plus years and they know that they're never going to make more.
You know what else wears on people? When their upline is pitching this thing like one day they'll be able to retire. One day they'll be able to bring your partner home. One day you'll be able to quit your job. One day you'll be able to make 6 and 7 figures, when the statistics from Melaleuca show us that that's not the case. Oh my God.
That's really discouraging. People come here burn out by MLMs all the time. MLMs are not reliable. They're not consistent.
Is that a Freudian slip? What do you mean? Burnout by MLMs needing something reliable, because MLMs aren't reliable, but meanwhile they're pitching an MLM called Melaleuca. What is happening?
Come with me and you'll be in a...
I had to pull Willy Wonka out. Because what?
Exhausting. Some of you might be coming from that background, and I'm just here to say that Melaleuca is different. Melaleuca is not an MLM, and we will dive more into that in a minute.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to see her diving into why Melaleuca is not an MLM, but giving you all the reasons that it's an MLM.
People are tired of working overtime just to make ends meet. People are wanting a retirement plan, a savings, a plan B, and we'll talk about that in just a second. People are wanting to travel more, and they're in need of a good community.
You can find community without joining an MLM company.
And then there's a lot of people that just come here because they're wanting more. They have big goals, they have big dreams, they're wanting to live more comfortably, and Melaleuca can provide that for them. So
Right.
why Melaleuca? Why is Melaleuca what we believe is the best opportunity there is? There's a lot of reasons, but here's just some bullet points. They were founded in 1985, which means they're solid and established. If you are on social media at all,
Just because they were founded in 1985 doesn't mean that they're solid and established.
scrolling, you will see all of these new, like, groundbreaking companies, and they're like, get in now because this is the best opportunity. It's just starting. You're going to make great money. That tells me run. Like, I don't want
I mean, I agree with that. Nueva, talking to y'all. Any MLM for that matter, you should run the other way. And by the way, say it with me, friends. Melaleuca is an MLM. Okay.
to be starting a brand new company that I'm not sure if they're going to last in 2 to 3 years. They know nothing about the products. You don't know anything about their integrity. I don't want to get in on a company that's brand new because they're still trying to figure out how to run a business. And I promise you, we've seen it time and time again. Most of those end up crashing. Okay. So Melaleuca is solid. They are established. They've been around for 40 years and they're not going anywhere. They have new growth every single year. That says a lot. They're a USA-based manufacturer. They're
Are we just supposed to take your word for that? Or is there a source for all of this? Because
debt-free, which is huge, right? So they're not having to increase their prices just to pay off debt. They are debt-free. This picture here is in Idaho Falls. This is their headquarters. Amy and I had the honor of getting to go to Idaho Falls in July.
that looks like a church to me. Or like a private school. Is it just me? Do y'all see that too? I mean, it's beautiful, but it just looks like a church or a private school or something.
And tour the headquarters. It is an incredible, fascinating, beautiful building, and they paid cash for it. I can't even remember the square footage, but it's ridiculous. And everything they have, their manufacturing plants, their distribution centers, everything is paid off. They're recession resistant. These are consumable goods. Even when the economy crashed and things were rough and COVID and all the things, people still needed laundry detergent and deodorant and toothpaste and all of the essentials, right? This is
And they can get them in other places that is cheaper. That's not a multi-level marketing company. I don't know how these people in Melaleuca don't understand that.
not something that people were like, okay, I guess we can cut this out of our budget because it's not really a need. No, people still take showers and brush their teeth.
I love how they always say that. People are still going to shower and brush their teeth. Well, and they can get cheaper products. If it's a recession, people are going to be focusing on the least expensive product out of necessity. And even now people are doing that. People, because finances and money and finances are the same thing. You know what I'm saying though? Like, times are hard for a lot of people. So yeah.
There's a 96% reorder rate. You guys, Walmart and Target have like a 21 or 22% reorder rate. 96%.
In that 96%, per my notes from earlier today, it appears they call everybody that participates in orders in Melaleuca a customer, even the business builders. That's what it looks like. And through my research. So when you're saying 96% reorder rate, you're including everybody in the company. How many of those are actually just customers and are not recruiting people? Whether we're talking about customers that are ordering and not on an auto ship and paying full retail price, or customers that are on an auto ship and paying, a discounted price. Let's think about those. But see, by you including everybody from the sounds of it as a customer, that's very deceptive. And also, people are shopping where there are sales and people are using coupons and people are price comparing to buy products. So it's really interesting that she's like, Target has like a 22% reorder rate. Well, what are we comparing? Are we comparing specific products? because that's a very broad comparison. I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but people are going to go and buy products where they can get it for the best price. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So it's very interesting to hear her say this.
That means customers come here month after month because they are satisfied and they're happy here. Melaleuca is found in 20 different countries. They're a Fortune 500 company and they're A+ rated with the BBB. So
you can buy your rating on the Better Business Bureau website. Next.
These are all huge things that makes Melaleuca stand out from the other companies.
Does it?
Okay, so we're going to dive really deep into this in just a little bit, but Melaleuca business opportunity in a nutshell, okay? So as a customer, you have the option to refer people to the store. Every single customer can refer people. There is no additional fees to starting a Melaleuca business. The business app is $9.99 after your first 3 months.
Okay, so when we talk about expenses and we're looking at an income disclosure statement, and it's $9.99 after your first 3 months, that adds up pretty quickly. $10 a month over a span of a year is $120, right? 10 times, yeah, $120. When we are looking at an MLM company, and I do believe Melaleuca is an MLM, and I'm going to say that a lot just to be obnoxious. When you have people that statistically are not making any income or very little income, that $120 for the year just for an app cuts right into any profit margin if they're making any at all. I know, I feel like we should keep track. $9.99 a month after your first 3 months. First 3 months are free. Remember what I've said in the past about fast start programs and some of these bonuses and things. They get you in, they amplify, or what is the word I'm looking for? I cannot think of the word. Not amplify, not exaggerate. Exaggerate? I don't know. Anyways, the that's going to bother me that I can't remember that word. Maybe I need to drink ketones. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't drink ketones. It's going to bother me. But anyways, they're exaggerated. Man, they exaggerate the first few months. Most MLMs, not all, they exaggerate the bonuses and the commission that you make in the first couple months. So you think, oh my God, I got some customers and I'm making this money and da-da-da. Hype is absolutely the right word too, Ashley. Thank you. And then after that, the income drops. So this is a perfect example of that point that I have made time and time again. After your first few months, all of a sudden, bam, you got to pay this and you got to pay that. And, oh, your commission is, dropped. And I'm not saying that specifically with Melaleuca. I'm just saying across the board with a lot of these MLM companies, that's what happens. The $9.99 a month after the first 3 months with Melaleuca, that's going to eat into people's profits if they're even making any.
You're going to be earning more than that. Way more than that anyways. But there's not like a starter fee to most businesses. You have to pay in to start a business. I think I heard, I can't remember where it was, but I was listening to a podcast or something about when you start a business,
happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, tulips, flowers. That's amazing.
The time you're not earning profit for like 2 to 3 years because of the money that you have to spend to start it, right? That's not the case with Melaleuca.
Again, what business are we comparing? Because I think if you're going to make these broad comparisons and say, well, Melaleuca, you make money, da 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 da, whatever, and you're comparing it to being a business owner, think of all the different types of business owners you could be. And for her to make this blanket statement like, oh, you aren't going to make money for your first 2 to 3 years as a business owner. Number one, that's not true for all businesses. So provide a source, be specific, stop being so vague to try and pitch Melaleuca to people. It's wild. Be specific about what you are talking about.
Becoming a customer, you're ordering things that you're already buying.
Happy birthday, Marty. That's exciting.
From somewhere else. So it's not like you're spending extra money, and then you have the option to refer people. You simply refer people to Melaleuca and help them swap where they shop. That's what we do day in and day out. We train whoever enrolls you, will train you every step of the way on how to do this. You will have access to an incredible leadership team, an abundance of resources, and weekly opportunities to plug into valuable trainings. You will not just enroll as a customer and a marketing executive and somebody's going to tell you good luck. That it's not the case. You will be probably overwhelmed with the amount of resources and trainings and all the things that we have available here. We want everyone to be successful because we know that you can.
But not everybody will be successful because that's how multi-level marketing works. My God.
You are paid commissions on customers month after month. We will go more into the comp plan in a minute. I just wanted to highlight that.
Did y'all catch that? You will be a customer and a marketing executive. There's another clue. You're both. They're referring to everybody in the company as a customer. Yep.
You will get paid bonuses along the way for a variety of different things, advancements, helping other people start referring and build a business, activity bonuses, car bonuses, etc.
In their other video that I will be covering at a later date, or on a later date, I should say, at a later date, they talk about how they sent 40 messages when they were leaving the previous company and joining Melaleuca. A day. 40 messages a day. Yeah. Yeah. Yikes.
Okay, so maybe you don't need an additional income for your family. Right now, you might be thinking, well, we're good. Like, my husband makes good money. We both have good jobs. We're comfortable. So maybe that's not why you're here. But everyone needs a plan B. Okay, so we hear this often from...
What about the people that already have a plan B? Do they also need a plan B? That's just me being facetious. Listen, I'm just being silly.
marketing executives here to dig your well before you're thirsty. And maybe you've heard that before. But what that means is life is going to happen. It's not if it's going to happen, it's when. We live in a fallen world. Things are going to happen that are out of our control. Your husband might lose his job. There might be a sickness that requires a hospital stay that you didn't account for. There might be cut hours. There might be huge expenses that come up like, oh my goodness, our AC unit just went out 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if anyone's bought a new AC unit yet, but that was $13,000. We didn't expect that, right? So everyone needs a plan B before life happens so that when life does happen, you're prepared. And Melaleuca is excellent plan B option if you don't already have something in place.
No.
Okay, I'm going to fly through like the next 5 slides. I'm assuming everyone here is familiar with...
I'm going to pause you so that you can't slide through this quickly. A preferred member is somebody that gets a discount and signs up for an auto ship as a customer with, I almost said Modere. What? Rip to Modere. Rest in peace, or don't. 30 to 50% discount off of regular prices, better, safer products, live a healthier, more vibrant life. And I'm just curious what the method of measuring that is. Again, with the vagueness. No risk, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. No risk? I mean, what if you are sent like these boxes of products because you didn't cancel or pause or change the products, and then you get these products that you didn't want because Melaleuca's like, oh, you didn't change it in time, so we just sent you whatever. I mean, that seems a little risky to me because that would suck, right? My God, same dollars, better spent. I don't think so. I don't think so. Nobody pays full price. Nobody. Hey, Vin. Oh. Okay.
I'm in the process.
No, I'm on a live right now.
Can I say hi?
No, not right now.
I'm in the process of doing Liberty Spikes.
Okay. You're going to have to shower tonight.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to, he's doing Liberty Spikes.
Let me show them.
Okay, quickly. Hold on, let me.
Oh, God. They're kind of, I don't know. I'm still trying, but.
I like that you're being creative. That's cool.
Hooray.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Well, you've heard.
I'll let you know when I'm done.
Okay.
I'll come back when I'm done.
All right. Sounds
I
good.
like the size. Like, what do I
What are you putting? What do you have? You're using pomade?
Yeah.
I don't know that that's going to hold it.
No, it's hurricane hold.
Hurricane hold?
Yeah. Sounds like something like flex, like somebody used like Gorilla Glue in their hair.
Oh, please don't do that.
I'm gonna do
That no, we would have to.
My phone fell in protest.
Okay, don't do that. I guess
Looks
just
like I just run into somebody like this.
welcome to our household, everybody.
Yeah. Dude.
Everybody likes your corn shirt. What's your favorite corn song? If you had to pick one.
The goofiest song is Twist.
Twist?
But I think my favorite, I don't know. I don't have a lot of favorites by them.
Okay.
I don't listen to them that much, but I do listen to them.
Yeah, okay.
I
was just curious what your favorite song was.
I listen to like Foo Fighters, The Police, like stuff like Van Halen. Like stuff
Yeah,
like
you
that.
listen to all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get back to work
Okay,
now.
bye.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, he said corn. We do listen to corn in this household, by the way. We listen to everything actually in this household. We could go from like the Gypsy Kings to corn to like the Beatles. That's the kind of household we run over here.
You're either already a customer, like I said, or you've at least been introduced to the store. But just in case there's somebody here that has not at all, Melaleuca is a shopping club with a lot of membership perks. You're helping people save time, save money, reduce toxins, improve health, convenient, high quality products are only 5 to 7 weeks old versus 5 to 7 years old. And so there are over 450
Again, sources. What do you mean?
products. You're just helping people swap where they shop. Here's just a few of our aisles: home cleaning, vitamins and supplements, nutrition, personal care, skin care, hair care,
Essential oils.
cosmetics, medicines, treatments, snacks, essential oils, and there's even more. There's protein, there's medicines, there's a baby line, there's home fragrance.
Did she just say medicines? Wow.
There's all sorts of things. And so you're really able to help people swap where they shop. And it's not just a few things here and there that, people aren't really needing. Okay, so we compete with companies like Johnson & Johnson and Clorox and Amazon. We're not competing.
None of these companies are MLM companies. None of these companies do you get on a Zoom to attempt to be recruited into the company. None of them. They may have affiliate programs, some of them. Amazon does. They may have affiliates, but none of these require recruiting in order to make significant income. So what in the false equivalence fallacy is happening here?
With MLM companies because we're not one, but we compete with these.
Did she just say that they're not one? We don't hold on. We don't compete with the other MLM companies because we're not one. You get paid 7 levels down, right? Up to 7 levels down. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe she just said that. We don't compete with the other MLM companies because we're not one. Hannah, please do that on every single call because that's hilarious.
Companies, and Melaleuca will not release a new product unless it outperforms the competitor. So if you compare like our disinfectant with Clorox, ours is going to outperform. Same with detergent.
In what way? Because when you're measuring performance, there's specific things that you're measuring for. Notice how vague her language is. It's driving me crazy. I'm probably driving you crazy with going back and forth, but I'm just trying to switch it up. You know what I mean?
You compare our detergent to Tide, we're going to outperform because Melaleuca, that's just the high standards that they hold. So national brands, they pay ridiculous amounts for advertising, the middleman, the marketing, the retail store.
Are you on their marketing team? Or do you have access to that information and their marketing budget on these bigger brands? This is weird.
And the distribution, it goes from the factory to the shipping, to the warehouse, to the truck, to the store, to you, right? There's a lot of steps there. Melaleuca is from direct, the factory to you, direct to consumer.
Okay, but they're still going to get loaded onto a truck and get delivered to that person. What is happening? What is happening? It's going to get, I can't even. I can't. Let's just keep going.
Melaleuca doesn't have to spend all the extra money on the advertising in the middle.
Yeah, and you know why? Because they have you to advertise for them, but they won't let people say Melaleuca. That's why they call it a wellness box, because they're trying to control what is put out on social media, in my opinion. And when somebody's like, a wellness box, what is that? They're using it as a curiosity type trigger, if you will. It's so wild. Oh my God.
Instead, they go straight to you. And that's why 20,000 American households switch to Melaleuca every month, because it's cutting the
Every month, eh? That sounded very Canadian. Let me guess. Your source is Melaleuca on that. Okay.
cost and making things more affordable for them. So instead of Melaleuca paying for all of those things, they are able to pay families like us for referring people. You're not ever going to see Melaleuca being advertised on TV or with celebrities, because Melaleuca doesn't pay people like that. They pay average American families. Our founder, Frank Vandersloot, he created this business for the little guy. He wants to pay American families that need the income. He doesn't want to pay all these middlemen to do the jobs that we can do. So it's all word of mouth. Okay, now Amy, who just stepped away to probably take care of her dog, is going to talk about what we do and what we don't do here.
Sorry, I was hoping he would be good, but he was not good. Okay.
We love the fur baby, though.
So what we do, and I'm very passionate about this because 9 years of MLM, is just refer people to shop at the store. That's literally all we do.
Except that's not all you do. And you know that that's not true, Amy, because you also attempt to recruit people. That conversation that you had with Hannah last year when she was like, tell me, can I actually make money over here? Like, be honest with me. That was a recruiting conversation. So you don't just refer people to the store. You want people to think that that's what you do, but you also have to recruit. And the reason that I know that is because I have the compensation plan in front of me, which we'll talk about here shortly.
Hannah said, she touched on it very well. Anybody can refer. They are going to shop somewhere. So think about all the people you know in your life. One of the things we might hear is, I don't know anybody. Everybody you know, who you're at work with, who you're at church with, who you're
Let me guess. They shower and brush their teeth. Let's see if she says that.
friends with, who your family members, they are all hopefully brushing their teeth and taking showers and washing their clothes and doing all that. Everybody you know is shopping somewhere. So it is just about them switching where they shop. We are not going to carry inventory. You're not going to sell anything. We are just referring them to Melaleuca. We're not going to take orders. We're not going to make deliveries. We're not going to distribute. There are not multiple levels where you have an upline and you have a downline and you're getting paid based on all this, or you have a right.
What do you mean you get paid 7 levels deep in Melaleuca? What do you mean there's no upline, there's no downline? Because yes, there is. What do you mean? That is a flat out lie. Amy is Hannah's upline. What do you mean? Oh my God.
This too is false.
Yeah, definitely, Obama. Thank you.
Right leg and a left leg. There's none of that. You don't do billing. You don't collect the money, or go to,
You didn't do that in your other MLM either. What do you mean?
Deal with collections if they're not paying. You're not pressuring anybody. I when I talk to people, I'm like, do you want to shop here? And if they don't, that's okay. I need to educate them on why.
If a customer, and thank you, Heather, if a customer orders 35 points, you earn $7 max on the customer order. The big money is only on team volume. Exactly. Thank you, Heather.
Is what the benefit is for them shopping here. And for me, like, it was a timing thing. And I know that a lot of times it's a timing thing, and there is no risk. 100%
No
satisfaction guaranteed. You can send it back.
The risk is relationships, money, time, energy. That's crazy.
your shoppers can send anything back. They can get a refund. They can get an exchange. They are never, it is literally a win-win-win. They are never out anything. And so there's just safety and comfort in that.
Safety and comfort in an MLM, girl, that's crazy. For a second, I heard you say Hannah and thought that they were the ladies on Hannah's interview for her Melaleuca video. That is one of my favorite videos. It was so well done. So well done.
And so one thing we say over and over again is that all roads lead to Melaleuca. And
What? No, all roads do not lead to Melaleuca. No.
truly, no matter what journey somebody's on, this is always going to be the best place for them. As someone who came from an MLM,
Wrong.
it was a large investment, right? Hundreds of dollars and then hundreds of dollars a month for my account to stay active. We are literally buying here what we literally, when I say we swapped. I would take the hand soap that we had, which was something from Walmart or Kroger, and put the hand soap there. I took out my dry shampoo, the one that everybody uses, and I put in Melaleuca's dry shampoo. We were swapping what we were already buying, and now we are saving $100, $200 a month on the exact same things. A lot of times in MLM, it's going to be specific products, right? It's going to be only health and fitness, or only wraps, or only patches. And
Except there are companies like Amway that exist that do the exact same thing that you guys are doing. What do you mean? See, now, if I was going to really be honest about this, if I were them, I'd be like, the only company that we're competing with is Amway. That would be honest, because Melaleuca and Amway carry similar products. Similar genres of products, if you will. So, like, that would be honest. Oh, we don't compete with MLMs because we're not an MLM. Oh my God.
people don't really know.
Oh, also, let me also say this to the Melaleuca people that are going to come in the comments. I will hurt your feelings. Okay? See the shirt? So if you're going to comment, get ready to be shared in my stories with the Muppets theme. I'm going to make you look silly with facts and information. No, I don't need to be a part of Melaleuca to say that it's unethical. No, I don't need to try the products before I have an opinion on them. That's not how any of that works. Try again. And if you come for my blue hair or any other feature of me, you will really get embarrassed. So don't do it. Okay? I mean, do it if you want to, but I will unleash this Gen X Taurus, and it's not going to be a good look for you at all.
Need that, right? Like Hannah said, when the economy crashes, people are not going to be like, I need this exact workout program. That's what I need. No, they're going to start walking to save money, or they're going to do something for free. They have to have what we have. This is a grocery store, so they have to have it. A lot of times you're going to see exaggerated product claims, I cured cancer. I cured this. I cured that.
She's not wrong
If you start
there.
seeing things that are over the top like that, that is another red flag. Nobody, first of all, you're not even allowed to say that. And second of all,
True.
I guarantee you they don't have the proof to back that up.
True.
Everything at Melaleuca, first of all, we're not making outlandish claims, but everything here is backed
I mean, you are making outlandish income claims.
by science and research that they can produce. Like our peak performance vitamins, there are multiple studies that they have that are published that they can show you the 25 different markers they improve in your body. They can.
Okay, I guess now is a good time to talk about said studies. Let me get to my notes because I have prepared that ahead of time. And what you should know is the study that she's referring to was done on 48 individuals, 48 healthy individuals. So if you are struggling with any kind of, health challenges or whatnot, who's to say that their products are even going to do anything? Because yikes. Yeah. So when you hear MLM companies talking about the studies, it's really important that they're independent and that they're peer reviewed and that there's placebo or some kind of a control in place. There's not any of those things on this. And it's a very small study, 48 people, if I remember correctly. I thought I had it in my notes. I don't. So interesting that she's trying to lead with that. Oh, we're science backed. Also, what do you mean science backed? That means nothing. And the study is on a small group of people, no placebo. And I can't remember the things that they measured. maybe I'll dive into that on the next one because I didn't have that in my notes. I thought I did. I apologize. But yeah, that is barely a pilot study to make sure that your methods are feasible. And to most people that have no idea, because I know I didn't know any of this stuff when I was in an MLM, and I'm like, yeah, it's patent, you know, we have all these patents. Like when I was in Prove It, we have all these patents and blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know any better. So there's a lot of people out there that don't know any better. So if that's you and somebody's pitching you Melaleuca and they're leading with, it's all science backed. First of all, that's not a thing, not a phrase. I mean, two, ask for more information on the studies. Who funded it? Is it independent? Is it peer reviewed? If it's not, it's probably a very small group of individuals within the company that the company paid for. That's not legit. Now I know I could word that a little bit different, but I'm going to say that doesn't seem like a very legit study, you know?
Show you the science and research behind that. And then if you've been with an MLM, you know the prices just keep going up and up and up. That's because everybody has to get paid, right? The factory has to get paid. The distributor has to get paid. A lot of times it's overseas, so it has to come over here.
What do you mean? A lot of times it's overseas. You mean the products are being made overseas? Because there's some companies that are making products overseas that are MLM companies, but I don't think you can say that all products, considering we know what we know about corporate offices and warehouses when it comes to MLMs. That's interesting that she's like, oh, that over there, we're different. Well, you're not. There's a lot of MLM companies that make their products in the United States, you know. So that's a weird, it's a weird take.
The person that sold it has to get paid. Then they're upline, right? This money has to be cut like 50 different ways.
It's the same way in Melaleuca.
What at my in-home today, I told them what they shop for has nothing to do with me. They are buying $5 deodorant. The reason it stays $5 is because they are buying it from Melaleuca, and from Melaleuca's profits, all their profits is what they're paying us for, paying us with. So when you shop, that the person that enrolled you is not getting a portion of your money like they would at an MLM. They are being paid directly from Melaleuca. You are shopping directly at Melaleuca. That is all that is. And then there's no transparency in pay. For 9 years, I didn't.
Okay. I feel like this is getting good at this point. So I'm going to put some more lip gloss on. This is linked in the video description, by the way. This is where I feel like it's getting juicy. It's getting a little juicy here. Amy is saying with her entire chest on Beyonce's internet in 2025 that when someone buys a $5 deodorant from Melaleuca, that the person that they're buying it through does not get anything from that sale, and that they get paid. She's going to say, I might have paused it too soon. She's going to say that it comes out of Melaleuca's profit. Girl, you're trying to be sneaky here. You are trying to be sneaky, but let's break it down just in plain language. Melaleuca is the retailer. So yeah, technically, she's not getting paid directly from her friend's $5 that they are spending, but she is getting a cut of the revenue Melaleuca earns from that purchase. But guess what that revenue comes from? The same product volume every MLM uses to pay commissions. It's not special. She's just rewording this in a weird way. Instead of saying, I earn commission when my team orders, she's saying, I earn from company profits. Same structure, different vocabulary. Oh, it's not. I have it linked in other videos, but I'll try and link it after this live so that you can grab it. I think it's an Etsy store that's linked, which is kind of cool, but I will try to link it. This is so wild, you guys. Yeah. What happens if the company doesn't profit? Does that mean she worked for free? Right. On top of the 150 plus points you have to order if you want to make money. Yes. Wow. Okay.
not know what anybody in my upline was making, and nobody wanted to share it either. You did not talk about it. Corporate told you not to talk about it. Nobody knew anything. I thought that was the normal. That was normal. So when I came here, I asked Christine, I said, I need to see your last paycheck, which she had just had a paycheck. And she was like, okay, here it is. And I'm like, oh, wow. I literally thought she was going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't share that with you. She sent it right over. And after 5 years, she was making, her paycheck was $13,000. And I told myself, if I can make $13,000 in 1 month after 5 years, our entire world is going to change. And so like Hannah says, and it's so true, we are not anybody special, right? I'm a mess. I'm carrying boxes in. I had my phone on top of my boxes, talking to Hannah like, I'm sorry, I know we're going to be on in 5 minutes. I'm getting ready. I promise I'll be ready. And I mean, I'm a mess, but the Lord put this in front of me, and I told him I would give it my all. And like Hannah said, we have a heart for bringing moms home who want to come home. I have a heart for helping people in health, and he put it in front of me. And so it's my job and my responsibility to do that. And I love what I do. And we have a paycheck opening call, going back to the earnings, every single month at 7:00. If you are a shopper here already, hop on with us on the 12th at 7 a.m.
Notice that language. If you're a shopper here already, she doesn't say if you're a distributor, if you're an independent contractor. She doesn't say if you're a distributor. If you're already a shopper here, again, that customer blanket phrase that they put everybody into, we see that duplicated here in this segment right now. Wild.
And you'll be able to hear our paychecks as we open them. And that is every single month. And you're about to see our paychecks and our earnings here in a second anyways. There are no secrets.
Which you can't do. You can't do. Speaking of Scentsy, do you guys remember Melanie that started Bright House Scents? She has a YouTube channel. Was it last year or the beginning of this year? I did a video, and this woman, her name's Melanie, was talking about the money that she spent on Scentsy. And she was like, you could see the light bulb going off in that video. And I reacted to that video. Melanie has since gotten out of Scentsy and started her own business, which was really cool, because I was like, why don't you just do your own thing? Make your own wax melts instead of buying from other people. Do your own thing and sell them. And she's done that. And she just emailed me yesterday or today, and she's going to send me a box of them. So I'm going to do like an ad read for her. She doesn't know I'm going to do this yet. Well, she probably does now if she sees this. But I'm going to do like an ad read for the box opening and her wax melts. I told her some of the scents that I like. So I'm very excited for that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So when you see that ad read, make sure that you blow up the comments and support Melanie and all of that, and go check out her channel. I think it's called Bright House Scents. So go and subscribe to her channel too when we're done here.
And that was one of the best things for me to feel safe. The retention rate at MLMs is very low. The average is about 10%. My retention rate at my last company was high at 17%. And like Hannah said, it's a
96.7% retention rate. Now, I wonder if that's because they make it extremely difficult to cancel, allegedly, of course. I wonder if that's the case. What do y'all think?
an average of 96.7%. Here, I mean, it's just, I mean, Walmart and Target can't even compete with that. And then
Walmart and Target are also don't try to recruit you the second you walk into their store. So, yikes.
And finally, uplines who sit and collect. For years and years and years, I had 5 people above me that had not worked, did not sell anything, did not run groups, did not do anything for years, collecting thousands of dollars. I told you that my last month was $745. I never quit working. They had a goal for us, a monthly goal. I hit that goal every month for 9 years. And my last month was $745. And so here, everybody works. No matter what status leadership is at, we are all working. Every single one of us. Our national director, I saw her on here before we started. We are all working. We are all, and because everyone is working, everyone that is working is winning here. And 96% of customers who shop will shop, and sometimes that rate is actually higher. And Melaleuca overall has paid out $7.
I would also like to point out yet again that this 96% includes everybody ordering from Melaleuca, because it appears from this video that they refer to everybody as customers, even I'm going to call them distributors. They're independent contractors, but I'm going to call them distributors. That's just what I'm going to call them. So this includes everybody. And then you have an auto ship, and allegedly it's difficult to cancel. So like, let's put 2 and 2 together. You know what I mean?
$1 billion to people that are building a business here. And we have repeat income here, right? So when I've worked in television, I've worked in education, I've worked in medicine. I worked in the NICU at Cook's, and there they were like, okay, this is how much you're worth. This is how much you're going to get paid per hour, per week, per month, whatever it was. And that's all you're going to get. My teaching, when I was a teacher, I had a chart, and it showed me every year how much I was going to get paid. If I coached or did UIL, I got stipends for that. But that was my income, is what they told me it was going to be. Here we celebrate repeat income, and you'll be able to hear more about that later on too. But what repeat income means, and it shows on every single one of your paychecks, is what you are guaranteed, because you've got shoppers shopping every month at 96%, right? And
Shoppers shopping, which includes your downline also shopping, but they're not going to tell you that because they're not an MLM, guys. That's also sarcasm, because they absolutely are a multi-level marketing company.
so you are guaranteed that. And you can look at that, and that number, if you're working, it goes up every single month. So right now mine is at 3,700. I know no matter what, if my whole life falls apart, right, everything goes haywire, I know that my paycheck will at least be $3,700.
Didn't you just say a couple of minutes ago how there were people in her previous company that were doing nothing and were making, thousands and thousands of dollars? And here she is like, if my life falls apart, if everything goes haywire, I know I'm getting $3,700 a month. Isn't that kind of the same thing that she was like, people were getting paid and they weren't doing anything? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading into it. That could be.
That is more than I made as a public school teacher every month. And so I'm like,
pay teachers more, period. Thank you.
That's worth its weight in gold right there to me, that you can guarantee me. And that number has gone up every single month that I've been here, and Hannah's has too.
You know what else you can? Oh, we're going to get into this. Okay. You know what else you can guarantee? When you're getting an hourly wage or a salary, you know exactly how much you're going to make because you have an hourly or a salary, an hourly wage or a salary. So that's wild. Oh, the compensation plan. I hope y'all are ready.
This is the compensation plan. We don't want to
Look at that, you guys. Look at the different ranks. I wish I could make this. Oh, wait, I can. Hold on. I have it right here. Hold, please. Here's slide 1, slide 2. We're just going to get to that same slide. Okay. Well, that didn't make it much better. So here's the thing. What is your eye drawn to initially on this chart? Yeah, talk about unreadable. Sorry, I thought this would be better, but it is what it is. Yeah, don't worry about what it shows. Just trust me. Talk about unreadable. I think they make it confusing on purpose. I agree with you. This right here, the green pillar. Now, why? Because that is a recruiting bonus. Let's talk about it. I do think that these companies make the math, the compensation plan difficult on purpose. I also know that this is probably where most people's eyes kind of glaze over when we start talking about compensation plans. I also absolutely enjoy it. So Melaleuca's plan has multiple director levels, as we're seeing here. Each one gets paid on more generations beneath them, just like every other multi-level marketing company. Directors earn from 7 generations deep. That's 7 layers of people buying products because of somebody above them. Then you've got the Pacesetter bonus, which I'm glad you guys are saying, oh, that green part. They're highlighting that for a reason, in my opinion. That Pacesetter bonus is rewarding you for helping new recruits rank up as fast as possible. So the focus isn't real retail customers and sales. It's about how quickly you can grow your downline and keep their orders rolling in. That's what that is. They also pay leadership bonuses when people under you advance ranks. So again, that's multi-level commission. No matter what language they dress it in, it's a hierarchy of overrides. So when they say, or you hear them say consumer direct marketing, because I know sometimes people in Melaleuca use that term, what they really mean is we have a chain of people ordering through one another. That's the MLM structure dressed up in, dare I say, a Halloween costume. That's what we're seeing. So, yeah. Wait, recruiting. Hold on, Erin. They're not an MLM. They sure are. Yeah. Yeah. The blank column where distributors earn nothing. And this is their income disclosure statement, speaking of. And you'll notice here, it says at the top left, and I know it's kind of small, probably if you're especially watching it on your phone. The majority, 82% of those who buy Melaleuca products each month are strictly customers, but they refer to everybody as customers. And it doesn't make any sense. It's so wild. I'm getting ahead of myself, but let's get back into to this here.
What's important for me coming from an MLM is, like she's
Coming from an MLM and continuing to be in an MLM, you mean? Notice that none of these bonuses are customer sales only on your team. Exactly. You cannot even earn one of the trips if you aren't a director 3. Yes, 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 yes.
said, I never knew what my paycheck was going to be, right? I mean, every Thursday, it was a surprise to all of us. And I mean, nobody can live like that. How do you pay bills like that? How do you do whatever? How do you do anything with it? And so Melaleuca, it's very black and white. If you do this, then you will earn this. If you do this, then you will earn this. So when somebody comes on with us, we ask them, how much money do you need per month? And they tell us, and like, that's what Hannah said. She said, I need $1,000 a month. Well, she'll get to it. But anyway, she surpassed it. Just like spoiler alert.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to pause here actually, because I want to also talk about this marketing agreement that they have. This is their Melaleuca Independent Marketing Executive Agreement. Here's where Melaleuca tries to sound like it's not MLM while quietly making sure you have zero protections, like we see, in my opinion, in other MLM companies. It says, I am an independent contractor and not an employee or agent of Melaleuca. And the translation to that is, you are absolutely on your own. No guaranteed pay, no benefits. You're responsible for your own taxes. And if you fail, that's on you, not the company. They even write in this, Melaleuca does not guarantee success. My success depends on my own efforts. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Because it definitely sounds familiar to me, because that is included in almost every multi-level marketing company's contract and also their income disclosure statement. I feel like it's copy-paste language from other companies like Amway or Mona or even Herbalife. This is how they keep you legally separate while still depending on you for sales. It's brilliant from a liability standpoint and terrible for the people inside that are involved with it. So that's their contract. Yikes, man.
I said, okay, this is what you need to do to earn $1,000 a month. That also gives me so much peace, because I know no MLM will ever be able to do that, ever. And then Hannah and I are
a car bonus. Hold on a minute. What do you mean a car bonus? Can everybody get this car bonus? Oh, this is where she's going to say, yes, everybody can earn it. But if you notice, it's only the top ranks: senior director, national director, executive director, and corporate director. These are the top ranks in the company. Oh man. And notice you have to develop a certain amount of other directors, which means those directors have a team. Oh, but they're not an MLM, guys. They're not an MLM. That's sarcasm.
both earning a car bonus. And so it starts at $500 a month. Like I told y'all, I had a Ford Edge that had 230,000 miles on it. We bought it brand new. It was a wonderful car, but she was tired, right? But we had no money. Like when I say we were broke, we were literally broke last August. And so this was one of the things that was important to me. I wanted a new safe car for my family. My boys had outgrown it. She was exhausted. I knew we could not, it was going to nickel and dime us to death at some point, but we could not afford a new car. And also we could not afford the car that I wanted. And so we both get a monthly car bonus, and we
Notice how much she closes her eyes when she's talking. I don't know what that means, but it's standing out to me for some reason.
went back and forth. And Melaleuca actually called me after I advanced to senior, and they're like, "Hey, so do you already have your car, or are you going to go shop for it?" I'm like, "Well, we're not really ready, and I take a long time to make decisions." And they're like, "No problem at all. We will put it into a savings account for you for a year, and you just let us know when you're ready to move forward." And so for 4 months, they put my bonus into a savings account for me because I wasn't ready. And Toyota, we went back and forth with them. And finally, they were like, "We do not have what you want. Do you just want to order it?" And we were like, "Oh, yes, we do." And so we were literally able to order our dream car, everything that we wanted on it. They made it in India and shipped it over here.
Remember how just a few minutes ago, she was like, everything, I don't know if it was her or Hannah, everything is made in the US, but she orders a car from India. Is it just me? Am I being punked right now? Because the contradictions are wild.
And so now we drive a 2025 Grand Toyota Highlander. It has been, incredible. I'm just very, very, very grateful. But yeah, and so on one of my paycheck, when I finally submitted my car registration, they sent me the $2,000 that they had put back for me, waiting for me to get my car bonus. And then this is something I'm very, very, very passionate about.
You just picked two random pictures from the interwebs and threw it on a slide. Come on. Oh, but they don't compete with other MLMs, guys, because they're not one, even though they actually are.
So when I say we were broke, we were so broke we had to clean out what was in my teacher retirement, which was not a lot. It was $13,000. But when you're broke, right, $13,000 is a lot of money. So we cleaned it out. I had no retirement. And in TRS, if you're a public school teacher in Texas, you already know this. I could have worked for 30 years, retired for 1 year, and died, and the state would absorb what was left of my retirement. I do not get to, it doesn't get to go to my estate. It doesn't get to go to my family. The state takes what's left of it. We have a retirement program here. After 10 years, you're vested. You have to reach a status. And after 10 years, you're.
Well, what do you mean you have to reach a status? What is that status? And why are you not telling people? Why are you not telling people what that status is? It's probably a rank. It's probably the top rank in the company, I would imagine. Come on.
Vested, you can retire fully at 15 years. They will take your repeat income that we talked about, and they will pay you that every month for the rest of your life. And then you can will your retirement to your family. So I know, right now my income is $3,700. My repeat income is $3,700. If I had been in 15 years and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to hang up my hat, and $3,700 was as high as my repeat income got, I know that my family could count on $3,700 every single month if something happened to me. And that to me is worth everybody needs to know about the retirement program. Y'all, 10 years, 15 years, it's going to go by no matter what. It's going to go by regardless, right?
Oh, let me guess. You're going to say it's going to go by regardless. So you might as well be building a legacy and working on your retirement here at Melaleuca. Is that what you're about to say? My God, please let her say something like that.
So why don't we do something that our 15-year self will thank us for? That's what I want to do. I mean, a teacher retirement could not touch what this retirement will be.
Shout out to all the teachers. Y'all are amazing. Y'all deserve to be paid so much more. You are appreciated. And I hate what she is doing here.
Because I guarantee you, I'm not stopping now. I am passionate. There are families that need this. There are women that need this. I am running as fast and hard as I can to help as many people that I can. And so that repeat income will reflect that work. And I know not only that we will be taken care of while I'm here on earth, but when I go.
This is a timeshare presentation.
Go to be with Jesus, that my two boys will be taken care of as well, and my grandkids, God willing.
Okay.
Oh, here's where they show the income. Are y'all ready for this? Let me move my mic back a little bit.
So let's talk about
Let's talk about Senior Director 4 and how many, does it show how many? Senior Director 4, and it's 1 through 9 on here. Senior Director 1 through 9. And I wish I could make this bigger. I apologize that it's not. I can't even, hold on. I'm going to pull it up on my computer. Okay, here it is. So I can make it bigger. I wonder if I'll just read it to you guys. I'm looking at this just bigger on my computer. Okay, Senior Director 4 is under the advanced leadership status with the guy with the glasses over here. Okay. And the average income for this rank is $63,819 before any expenses. That is gross, not net. And the average number of personal customers is 117. The average total active customers, people that have an auto ship, is 952. And remember, the way that this is all written, it appears, and how these two are talking about it, that they are referring to everybody in Melaleuca as customers. It doesn't say the percentage. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it does. 1.7%. Now, this document is extremely deceptive because you would think that it's 1.7% of the company. No, no, no. It's 1.7% of the ranks in that block. In that block. It's not 1.7% of the company. Now, if they actually made it the percentage of the company, it would be a very small percentage of people. I mean, 1.7% is already a small percentage. It would be even smaller if it were a percentage of the entire company. Oh, man. Okay. Let's get back to it.
Probably wants to see our income. So like I said, Amy and I have both been here for a year. I want you to take note of the repeat income over here on the left-hand side. So within 1 year, I've been able to build a repeat income of $2,200. That, like Amy said, that is where your paycheck starts every month. When you begin building a business here, it will start at $20, and then the next month it'll be $50, and it continues to grow as you help more families swap where they shop and you help other people begin referring. And so, like Amy said, that number has grown every single month. It's never gone backwards. And the repeat income is the income that I can look at and say, okay, I know for a fact I'm going to get this. So this is how we can budget it, right? And then everything else is the bonuses, the car bonuses, the advancement bonuses. You get bonuses for helping other people build a business because you're doing the work to help them, right? And
that's recruiting. You get bonuses to help other people build their business. One, we know that this is not them owning their own business because we looked at the marketing agreement and it says that they're an independent contractor. They are not a business owner. They're going to refer to them as a business owner. So you get bonuses for recruiting other people into Melaleuca. Got it.
So you're going to get paid for that. You get paid for your hard work here. And so I don't think this was my last check. It might have been my last check. I can't remember if this was my last one or the one before that. But my checks on average right now are around $6,000. To tell you, to explain what that has done for my family this past year,
Oh, come
I can't
on.
even put it into words. My husband does not have to work.
Not the emotional manipulation. Okay, I pulled up my notes. And I'm going to read them to you because I thought I put this in my stream notes. It was in my research notes. So I apologize. I normally have this included. Okay. I want to go back to this here. And I do realize that it is kind of small. I apologize. Yeah. Holy income claims. It's absurd. Okay. These percentages are within the business builder slice, which is approximately 10% of the company, not the whole company. And each block that we're seeing, product advocates, beginning a business, initial leadership status, and advanced leadership status. Each block groups different numbers of sub ranks. So that makes some blocks look bigger or smaller than you'd expect at a glance. Now, on the top left of this form, it says 82% are strictly customers, 8% are product advocates, and 10% are the business builders shown in the rank table. Also, status is counted as your highest rank maintained for greater than or equal to 7 consecutive months, and only if you were active all 12 months. Active means that 35-point order every single month. Inside that 10% slice that are business builders, their breakdown is director 1 and 2, 89.8%, director 3, 3.2%, director 4 and 5 is 2%, director 6 and 7, 0.9%, director 8 and 9 is 0.6%, senior director 1 through 9, 1.7%. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you. Just bear with me. Executive director 1 through 9, 1.5%. National director 1 to 9, 0.2%. And corporate or presidential is 0.1%. Remember when she was talking about retirement? I saw somebody say you had to hit presidential, 0.1% will ever do that. So anyways, what that means in terms of people per 10,000 total participants, that means that roughly 8,200 people are customers. That means that 800 people are product advocates. That means that per 10,000 participants, there are 1,000 business builders and 898 director 1 through 2, 1 and 2, directors 3, 32, directors 4 through 5, 20, directors 6 and 7, 9, directors 8 and 9, 6, senior director 1 through 9, 17, executive director 1 through 9, 15, national director 1 through 9, 2, and 1 corporate or presidential. So even though senior director 1 through 9 and executive director 1 through 9 are each blocks of 9 sub-ranks, there's still a very small share of business builders. And in fact, director 3 and director 4 and 5 each outnumber senior directors and executive directors within the business builder slice. So the way that they have this set up is extremely deceptive. Why not just say, oh, we had this many distributors in the company, this many customers, and this is what people made? Because with every MLM, we are going to see them be deceptive in what they are doing and what they are reporting. And thanks, Heather, there has only ever been 1 presidential director. 1. Until they changed the comp plan. Yep, exactly. Let me look at this really quickly to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Melaleuca puts all the director ranks in one big chart, but never says that those percentages only describe that tiny 10% group. So it looks like a lot of people are senior or executive directors, but in reality, it's a microscopic number once you include everybody else. So just keep that in mind. I know there was something else I wanted to talk about. Hang on. I may save it for the next one because I don't want to lose everybody. I already talked about the Pacesetter bonus. Yeah. Okay, let's get back into this. This is worded deceptively because it makes it seem like there's a lot of people that have hit these upper ranks, but it's a very small percentage of people that have hit these upper ranks, like every other multi-level marketing company. I guess that's what I want to say here. Okay.
Hour of overtime now. And as a matter of fact, when I was talking about digging your well before you're thirsty, where he works, they can have just random shutdown days where they say, okay, we're not working today and you don't get paid. In the past, when they would do that, that crushed us. That put us behind. We would have to, rob Peter to pay Paul and all the things, right? Now, this entire month of August, there's a shutdown day every Monday and every Friday. He is not getting paid. He is getting paid for 3 days a week. And you guys, we are excited about it. You know why? Because now he's been able to start his own job, his own business that he wants to eventually turn into full-time, to where he can walk away from a job that is telling him what he is worth, that's telling him what hours he can work, what he can make, what he can't make, when he can take off, when he can't, right? He only gets a limited amount of vacation time a year to spend with his family. And now these shutdown days have been a blessing when they used to be so detrimental to us, because I know that my income is going to cover the income that he's losing on those days. Now he's been able to start this business that one day our dream is to be able to turn over to our boys. So we're building a legacy in so many different ways now, all because
That legacy is being built off of your downline. Disgusting.
of saying yes to Melaleuca. When Morgan and I went to Idaho Falls, and it's something that everyone gets to do once they reach senior status, you get to go and visit with corporate, and that's a whole another Zoom for another day. But his mindset shifted 100% when he went to Idaho Falls, because he was able to see what Melaleuca is all about on a totally different level.
And that's what you call indoctrination. That's what that is.
He walked away from that being able to dream and know that he could dream for himself and our family, that he did not have to stay in a job that he hated, that he doesn't enjoy, that he, dreads going to every day. And so, we talk about our income, we talk about the community that we have here, which we really didn't even talk very much about, but the community here, that's just a piece that I didn't even know I was missing, but I've met so many amazing friends. But it's helping.
The way this made me laugh. Oh. I'll take things that I don't ever want to do for 100. Thank you. No.
Even my husband dream. It's helping us see a different side of things that we weren't able to see before, and just reach for the goals and the dreams that we've always had for our family. So this income now has blessed our family in so many ways. And like I mentioned in the beginning, our heart to be able to give back and help others. Now we can do that.
Why couldn't you do that before? Helping others doesn't necessarily require money. Sometimes it's time, acts of service, things of that nature, getting out in your community. Why do you have to join Melaleuca and make money off of a downline while saying that, oh, it's, we refer customers to a store, when there's very clear signs of recruiting and needing to recruit in order to rank advance and get some of these bonuses? Why can't you just help other people? It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it does, because we know what they're doing here, but
little did we know our 3 nephews and our niece would be in our care off and on throughout this.
Oh my God. I feel like I've seen what I needed to see. Honestly, I'm so over this. I don't know if you guys are. I know we've been here for a while. I had planned on going through all of it, but I don't know that I can stomach much more of it, because the income claims, and we have a whole nother video, not tonight, but we have a whole nother video that I want to cover. That's a part 2 of this that I want to cover at a later date. So let's connect some of the dots here, and why I believe this is MLM shaped. And you guys can let me know what you think. And also, if you would like to join us in the members only after party that we're going to be doing right after this, feel free to click the join button. It's going to be redirected to the members only live stream. So feel free to join us over there. And yeah. All right, let's connect the dots. So now that we've seen some of the language, the math, the marketing, here's what I believe to be true. Melaleuca pays, well, actually, no, based on their documents. Melaleuca pays through multiple levels, 7 levels to be specific. Ranks are based on recruitment and order volume, contracts, call reps, independent contractors. And here's the thing. If it walks like an MLM, if it recruits like an MLM, and it pays like an MLM, it's probably an MLM, even if they do try to call it consumer direct marketing. We've seen all kinds of MLM companies try to use different terminology to get away from MLM, because, the stigma, or is it the facts? Anyways, what Melaleuca has done, in my opinion, is rebrand the same structure with friendlier words. They say referring customers instead of recruiting distributors. They call everyone a customer, in my opinion, to inflate the statistics. And they frame commissions as profit sharing to make it sound ethical. It's the same old MLM type playbook, if you will, but with different PR. So Yikes. And also the income claims, the celebrating of success stories, while casually pointing out how small the odds are, as we've seen from the documents tonight. Note that they never mentioned real customer numbers or total earnings. I think these are really important things to point out, especially when they mix emotional storytelling and business hype. So anyways, that was a lot. Melaleuca is fascinating to me because I feel like they are sneakier than some of the other companies because they've managed to make MLM tactics look somewhat normal. But when you strip away the marketing and the fancy language, the structure is glaringly obvious to me. And again, I want to thank the person that sent this to me. I appreciate you so much because I feel like we don't get to see inside of this company in particular very often. And I would love to cover it more. So if you come across something like this and you want me to take a look, you can always send it safely through my website, erinbies.com. It is linked in the video description below. I do keep everybody confidential unless you tell me otherwise, just because it's safer that way. And again, if you want to hang out with us in the members only after party, stick around. It's to become a member is linked in the chat, or you can click the join button. We're going to maybe talk about this a little bit more. It's a little bit more unhinged, smaller group, a lot more fun. I mean, tonight was fun though. So anyways, thank you for watching. And remember, if it's not MLM, but it's MLM shaped, yeah, you already know. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.